Alright everyone, what is up and welcome back to another video. Now today I will be showing you the stance glitch again. In the last video it was a little unclear. So essentially what I mean by stance glitch is the wheel spacing. That sounded kind of messed up, but the spacing in the wheels, so yeah, I don't know how to describe it, man. So let's hop into this. This is the 2000 GTR. I'm still kind of sick, so no videos because of that. But you can see this car has absolutely garbage spacing. It has those little fender flare things, but the wheels are like in the middle of the car, and it looks like trash. So basically, I'm just gonna start from stock. I think I have this thing built up. So let's see. Yeah, it's just the engine. So I'm going to just show you from the beginning. Alright, so this is the stock car, except for the transmission and stuff, which won't affect it. So first what you're going to want to do is obviously get your little arrow bobs. Let's just say I like all this stuff, whatever. You know, big winging, whatever. Do all the stuff there. Now what you're going to want to do is put on the rims. Put on the rims you like, whatever. I'm just gonna throw on some random ones here. Let's just go with these and get them whatever size you want. For this tutorial I'll just be doing something janky like that. Now if you want this thing to be like a drift car, you can put on your street or sport or whatever. Just to show that this works with whatever tire compound, I'm gonna be leaving it stock, but it really doesn't matter. And now this is the part that's kind of confusing. This is the width, right? This is the front tire width. You want to leave this as small as it gets, the stock size. Okay, that's what the confusing bit is, and I think it also got confusing when I got into the camber. So let's just say you want to go crazy with camber, you want to max the thing out and have it like insane stance. Go ahead and throw on these roll bars so you can max out the camber. You need to upgrade those to race. And then for stancing, you want to go into rally suspension. That will help you get lower. Also, what will help is if you throw on the roll cage, it makes it a little bit heavier, 100 pounds. That makes a difference, believe it or not. This is very important. It's not such a big deal on this car. It's only 400 pounds. But on a lot of cars, if you're like stancing a truck or something, it can take out like over 1,000 pounds. So leave this stock. Do not apply any weight reduction, and that will make the car hit the ground harder. I would recommend to max out all of your drivetrain stuff because it's going to help you get the speed to actually hit the ground. Because the faster you're going, the harder you'll hit, which you need to tune the gears to go faster, and also you need some power. So I just have like 500 horsepower or whatever in this car. So I have this car fully built up. Now what you want to do is go in and apply all this stuff, obviously. And now we're going to head into the tuning menu. Right now, this would be an absolute garbage stance car. It's all lifted and stuff. So if you just head into tuning, there are a couple things you can do. Lower the tire pressure just to help it grip up a little. Maybe make it a little more speed. Now for this tutorial, I'm just going to max out the camber. You don't have to, but if that's what you're into, go ahead. Next, you're going to want to obviously lower the ride height. That's not low at all, but I'm going to show you how to get around that. Since you have rally suspension, you can see it's at 136. Once again, all cars are different, but that's this particular car, and that is very soft, like incredibly soft. So you're going to be hitting the ground pretty hard. Lower the bump stiffness. If you have the Forza arrow, go ahead and max it out. It will give you some more downforce, which is nice. And apply that setup. Now, just to clarify, this is the one with the stock tire size. The stock tire size, you're going to save it and upload it or whatever. Just put like S for small. Let it save. And in the description, just put S. And share that. That will let you apply it. Now go back into upgrades, and this is the second tune. This is the one that's actually going to apply the glitch. So I have my Lamborghini here. That actually looks pretty sick. But what you're going to want to do here is max out the tire width. Now, for all cars, you don't need to max it out, but it's a good place to start. If you max it out and it goes through the fenders too much, you can go back in and make it a little bit smaller. I'll have a better example at the end to just show you what this means, but sometimes it'll be poking through the fenders, like in the last video, the Datsun 510, it was kind of like shooting out. That doesn't look the best, so if you want it to just kind of like be flush rather than glitched, you're going to want to apply the big and then go back and change it up a little bit just to do the glitch. So basically, this, if I just have the stock tire width, there's not going to be any glitching going on whatsoever. If I have one up, the tire will scoot out a little bit like this, just a teeny bit. If I have the bigger ones, it will come out a little bit more than the last, and if I have the biggest, then this will just be scooted over, and it might come through the fender here. It just depends on the car. I'll have more examples and stuff, but basically, you want to start with the biggest, and then work your way back down if it's glitching too bad. So this is the tune with the meatiest tires. You can see here they're the meatiest. Now you're going to click the little squares, click save, upload this one as B for big. Come down here and put B, just like that. And there you go. So you have your two tunes. Now when you back out, you're just going to want to have the small setup. So if you go in here, if you click the tuning button and then you hit the squares, you can say load tune. Now you can go over to my tunes. Now if you have a bunch of tunes, this might be a little more difficult, but you have B and S. You want to load S. That is the small tire tune, which you want to go into the world with. So load the small tire tune and then load into your world. So I am right here at the Yarra Valley Festival. I just loaded in all that stuff. So what you're gonna want to do is come to the road. It's probably really loud. Hang on. There we go. Okay. So come to the road over here and take a right. Now you're basically just gonna drive down this road until you hit a bump and slam fast here to build up a lot of speed, so when you hit the ground, you hit it hard. Now if you have max camber like me, it's going to be quite difficult. The car is wobbling all over the place, and it's very hard to drive, but that looks pretty good. That's obviously not the best place, but let's just resume here. It goes up, and then it goes down. Let's pause it. Now you're going to go to Cars, Tune Car, go to Load Setup, My Tunes, and load the big tune. So load, install. So it will automatically take you back, so don't touch anything. I make this mistake a lot. I accidentally click something as it's saving, and it'll automatically exit you out of this menu, so just don't touch anything while it's loading. Now, I haven't left the menu yet. You're going to go straight into camera. Alright, so we're in camera mode right now, and you can see that this is much more filled than before. I'll get a before and after shot, but this car is it has a big problem with max camber. You're not going to see that much of a difference on this particular car, but I'll put a couple of examples on the screen. I'll actually go through the examples with you guys, because there are some pretty crazy cars that can get quite glitched. It's much worse without the glitch. So a car I found that works really good is this Chrysler 300. it's got a couple of body mods, and it's decent, but once again, I have made the two tunes. So if we go to load setup, my tunes, we have big and small. So load the small tire. Go ahead and load that. And a quick side note, this car, I didn't want to do maxed out. So I started with the big tires. Those are the really meaty ones, right? It came through the fenders, which wouldn't look particularly good. So what I decided to do is go down a size, and that gives you the perfect amount of tuck, the perfect amount of good looks. So if this one sticks through the fenders, if you go down one, it might be a little bit sticking through, down one more, and it might just be perfect. So it's going to take some experimenting, a little bit of time, but it will look insanely good. So if you need to go down in size, then you can. So in the front, once again, this was glitching. Go down a size, this fits perfect. What you want to do, head into my tunes. I currently have this tune on. This is the small tune. I'm going to click A again, and install that tune. Now don't touch your remote, because if you do, then it will automatically exit you out of this menu. So now you can go over to photo mode, camera, whatever. And so now I have the big tire tune when it thinks there's the small tire tune. And you can see, like, that is completely tucked. That is as tucked as I can get it. Like, one size bigger tires, it's coming through. I guess I could add a little more camber in the rear. But this is absolutely perfect. A perfect example. But, like, look how tucked that is. That's completely insanely tucked. Once again, I guess I could go up one more size, but then it would be coming through, like, right up here, because you can see that is quite close to the fender. But this is as good as I could get this car with this camber and stuff. So it takes some messing around, but when you get it right, it's perfect. Like, that is as good as it can get. Yeah, like, the tire pressure is kind of dank looking. Like, that's quite dank. I mean, that looks pretty good to me. I'm just saying. So I hope you understand. You go into the world with the small tune, you load the big tune when you're ready to, like, when you're in the stance position, you load the big tune, and then you go straight into photo mode, and essentially the process is the game thinks there's small tires, but they're actually big tires. So instead of going to the inside of the car, like tubbing it, they actually come to the outside of the car. So that's what you get. Hopefully you enjoyed. The last video was a little unclear because I was kind of in a rush and I was sick and stuff, but I feel somewhat better now. Hopefully more stuff is coming to you soon, but that's some good tuckage right there. And this is without the glitch. So basically we just have some nasty gap there. It still looks decent, but it doesn't look as good at all. Like, that tire was sticking way further out. So yeah, hopefully that's just kind of like the glitch in motion, I guess. I don't know. Hopefully you enjoyed. Hopefully you understand. I'll see you guys in the next one.